that game. And FUT yesterday against the Mongols in the semifinals had a really tough time on the T side, which is where they'll be starting today. I went back and looked at it last night. They didn't win. They won 4 rounds in the first half on their T side, but it was all at the A bomb site. They didn't win a single round going to the B bomb site. They didn't win they weren't even really able to take mid away from the Mongols either. Everything focused on these A executes. And if that continues today, strategically, Astralis might just be able to get in front of that one.
Well, surprise, surprise, we're going A for FUT in this pistol round. They're going to be coming out of Palace and the ramp in towards Step. He'll play from CT spawn. He's got a teammate with him as well, and Fozy. Only damage being done. Stairs taking first blood, but Jukes to respond, and then the follow-up from Cemetery. So that site is overrun. Laux gets a kill out towards jungle, and hard to see how you throw this one away. They did yesterday.
Yeah, they can play the game. They're good at it. All right, Laux is going to find the kill. This time it's secured.
This is exactly what they did against Mongols yesterday, right? Was the quick A hit. They got in towards CT, but then they went a little bit too far, and you heard Krabeni immediately as they lost that pistol saying, okay, we're not doing that again. We're not allowed to do that again. And I slowed down that T side, and they only got the 4 rounds you mentioned because they had a slow start to the game because they messed up the pistol.
Yeah, it could have been a much better one for sure. This is getting them started on the right foot and also helping them carry that momentum over from Ancient. I mean, you could just see how aggressive they are. Astralis players trying to take some passive angles, maybe just clip one player off as they cross into the bomb site, play to live and play for the retake, but FUT's just so sharp right now. Those kills come in so fast when they peek into the angles.
Well, we know Counter-Strike is a game of confidence, right? We hear that all the time. You know, mentality is so important. You got to feel confident. I mean, FUT on their run have something to be proud of and can be confident with how they're playing as individuals. I mean, the whole season has been fantastic for FUT, who have risen up from a Tier 2 team to making it to playoffs of Tier 1 events, now in a grand final. You know, so there's a lot to be confident about for FUT.
Well, that you say all that before adding in, like, especially if you want to zero in on this map in particular. I mean, we just mentioned the Mongols win they had in the semifinals, even though it wasn't pretty. They also beat Paravision on this map.
Yes.
They've had some very good wins on this map. They've had some very good runs recently. I think they've even mentioned it was Cemetery who said that win over Maus in the playoffs at EPL. That was the one that's given him more confidence as an individual. He says he's feeling very comfortable. I gave an interview with HLTV. They said, like, you've been under a little bit of scrutiny. How are things feeling? And he's like, yeah, well, ever since we played that game and we matched up and we upset them, I felt really comfortable and haven't felt any nerves, and I feel like I'm doing a lot better just moving around the map and hitting shots. So, yeah, confidence just at an all-time high for FUT right now.
Yeah, and I'm flipping out to the other side and looking at Astralis, a team that I love it when Hooksy's being candid and speaking and telling us what he's actually thinking about his team instead of, just putting a PR answer out there. But as a player, like we're younger players like Ryu or Fozy coming into the team who haven't had like the greatest amount of experience in the top. Do you think that there's any element of like, oh, our in-game leader's kind of going out there and like saying that we're not playing well enough, saying that we're like mentally weak at the moment? Well, then you get banged down, you're opening map the grand final. I mean, your confidence is not going to be at an all-time high by any means.
I mean, if that bothers you, then you are mentally weak, and that's where you need to show your most improvement, right? I mean, you want to draw. Okay, hold the phone. Uzi's going to push up, forces Laux to fall all the way back. Double piece of aggression up these stairs. So control of the B halls, but look at the reaction. Look how quick it is. FUT's just going to walk up con. Smoke to provide some cover, re-smoke in towards window. I have to think they're going through the smoke. I have to think they're not going to slow down whatsoever.
Yeah, they're in the jungle, backtracking in towards Hooksy. Oh, a team kill, actually. So the kill comes in anyway from Demon, and they do crush this defense. So
okay, the comms could have been a little bit cleaner, but it's going to be okay. I'm sure it was a lovely shot from Jukes' point of view.
It looked great.
It did.
It's just like the eclipse of his teammate in front of Hooksy. An unfortunate scenario there, but it doesn't matter. That was the only kill they took, so going against them.
Maybe we'll see it in the replay. Maybe he was actually shooting at the CT and Krabeni just walked in front of him.
Astralis don't get a kill in this round. Every kill, even the team kill, happens from FUT.
To touch, I want to go back to that Hooksy point, because if you want to draw a comparison, look over at Apex, because that's been a conversation of his leadership, is like how animated he is and how emotional he gets, and how clearly sometimes in the matches, especially on the rise of Vitality, now that they're winning everything, nobody really talks about it, but when they weren't winning everything, it was like, is this actually making them perform worse? But on the other hand, you need the leadership figure in this team pushing you towards perfection, right? Yeah. Always trying to attain it.
You're meant to perform. It's a performance business, and you got to get some of those performances here. But yeah, there you go.
We'll forgive it.
Yeah, understandable. But then Demon just goes in and clears out everybody anyway, so no problem at all. Great round from Demon.
Hold on. I'm sorry, baby. I just didn't give him kill.
Dude, that kind of, yeah.
I like that he called him baby.
Yeah, I like that. Deep voice as well, Jason. That was good.
That's how you know it's a team.
Sorry, baby. I like that. All right, well, 3-0 start here from FUT, and it's just the one rifle here for Fuzi. So really not expecting too much to get going here for Astralis whatsoever. So at this point for FUT, you've just won Ancient really quickly. Now you're getting a great start on Mirage, a map you have a great head-to-head history on. I'm feeling really good about FUT in this grand final.
Yeah, this is it's shaping up very well. Dust mentioned at the before the game went started that he loved the map veto, the sequence of maps for FUT. We're seeing a little bit of that here. Good turn from the flash for Fozy, and Krabeni's not ready for it. 2 players in there, and that's an AK recovered, a Molotov, and Fozy's going to go down. But they don't know about Yabi yet. Good win, and now they realize the window is compromised. What a turn from Symmetry.
And they can't catch a break. Good reaction. Symmetry with 2 in the round. Now these 3-5-7, you still stand a chance. Hooks making a little sound there.
Still stand a chance, especially considering FUT's like 1 by 1 by 1, all in their own different positions and locations. Jugs has taken a big risk clearing this out all on his own. Hooksy's moved up towards short. He's going to turn the corner. Good kill.
Oh! Gets away with a second, too. Lounks, why not get all 3? There we go. Lounks.
No problem.
FUT loving this right now.
Yeah, that's absolutely perfect. 3 different angles, and Hooksy just shaking his head. I think that's a little bit of frustration. Maybe not that anyone necessarily did anything wrong, just feeling like individually at the moment, Astralis not able to match up with the FUT side with how hard they're hitting. And I mean, you had a couple of those pop-offs on the first map from Yabi, from Stare, that felt like that could get the energy in there, that could turn things around, but still haven't seen the individuals from Astralis continuously and consistently able to contend with their counterparts on the other side of the map.
Well, good start, Krabeni and Yabi, 1 for 1. Navi looking to maintain some mid-control, but you mentioned just how often FUT are going to hit this A-bomb site. Here they come out the ramp. Ryu needed it. Got a second. Symmetry to trade it. Still a 2v2 and a minute 30 on the clock. You've got Krabeni in middle, and you'll see Symmetry back away.
Yeah, how fast do they pivot over to the B bomb site though, right? There are smokes up at the moment. This feels very much like a commitment to the A bomb site. And again, very convincing. Krabeni already moving up short. He'll be able to get up into ladder room if he wants it. He can push towards market. Great position to have information on how fast the rotation is coming. And Astralis is just parking themselves at the wrong map. All that attention towards the A bomb site, probably the knowledge that FUT love to go to the A bomb site as well, is keeping them there. This one's going to close out nice and easy for free, essentially. I think if you're Yabi and Hooksy and this bomb gets planted now, you're not even moving to go for this. No kits and no significant utility to speak of.
Well, he's got the information. You get hit the comms on our headsets, at least you can hear that spotting the player out. Colin Krabeni's going to move in towards the ladder room. And Symmetry is going to play back towards the bench. We've now got Krabeni stopping Hooksy from walking out a little bit closer to him. It's now Yabi going down as well. And even though Astralis give it a go, they still do not recover the round. FUT holding on, and that even number situation falls in favor of FUT. Just continuing to have woe after woe piled on top here for Astralis.
Yeah, this is getting rough. It's getting really, really painful. I felt like they really needed to go for that 2-on-2. They'll have to drop down to MP9s. Just getting absolutely buried. Back-to-back maps. Ancient started out 7-1 in the favor of FUT. Now they're up 5-0 on Mirage.